Hey guys, so this one's another cool one. That, fear of the Lord and wisdom going together. The way it's shown is really, really cool. You got Proverbs 9:10 to 12. The first one is the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. I mean, yes, it is so cool. Um, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. For through me your days will be many, and years will be added to your life. If you are wise, your wisdom will reward you, and if you're a mocker, you alone will suffer. Yeah, we've got hacked. Uh, letting him teach us all of what he's wanting to, because it is just, you don't know how many people it's going to help. We don't know how it's going to help build up the kingdom, but it's going to be super, super amazing. The fear of the Lord leads to life. The one rests content, untouched by trouble. And no, that doesn't mean that nothing bad's going to happen. It just, means that what can truly hurt you if you are walking and being faithful to the Lord. Like, there is no downside to it. And it's just amazing. The fear of the Lord teaches a man wisdom, and humility comes before honor. Yes, and it's absolutely amazing the way he says these things. And so, there is no insight, no wisdom, no plan that can succeed against the Lord. 19:21. Proverbs. All these are basically in Proverbs almost, but yeah, no. There is no one more wise than the Lord. And so that's why we definitely all need to heed his advice when he says stuff, because it turns out better than we can even imagine for anything. That can help a situation. Through love and faithfulness, sin is atoned for, and through the fear of the Lord, a man avoids evil. Proverbs 16:6. Yeah, this is just amazing. And so, listen to your father who gave you life, and do not despise your mother when she is old, but the truth, and do not sell it. Buy the truth and do not sell it. Get wisdom, discipline, and understanding. The father of a righteous man has great joy. May your father and mother be glad. May she who gave you birth rejoice. No, this is talking about a parent-child relationship, but that's with anything, is to make sure that we have wisdom, discipline, understanding, any of this stuff, which again we can gain from him. You've got Proverbs 23:22 to 25. Then you've got the wife of noble character in Proverbs 31, about 31, I would say. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Yes, there is something about whenever we do start to understand the fear of the Lord, which again, all still working on this together, but it just makes sense to follow in his ways, because everything else is foolish. This was whenever the kind of people of Israel were still going to all this stuff that God doesn't want them to, and so it's talking to whichever one of the prophets says, tell them this: the God who did not make the heavens and earth will perish from the earth and from under the heavens, but God made the earth by his power, and he struck the world with his, and he founded the world by his wisdom, and he stretched out the heavens by his understanding. He makes a cloud rise from the end of the earth, and he sends lightning with the rain and brings out the wind from his storehouses. Just the way he says stuff is absolutely amazing. That there is nothing like what God, is doing ever in this world. Examples of lowliness, 1 Corinthians 1:26 to about 1 Corinthians 2 to about 13. Examples of lowliness. Brothers, think of what you were when you were called. Not many of you were wise by human standards. Not many were influenced. Not many were of noble birth. But God chose the foolish things of this world to shame the wise. God chose the weak things of the world to shame the strong. He chose the lowly things of the world and the desperate things and the things that are not, to nullify the things that are, so that no one can boast before him. It is because of him that you were in Christ Jesus, who has become for us wisdom from God. That is our righteousness, holiness, and redemption. Therefore it is written, let him who boasts boast in the Lord. When I came to you, brother, I didn't come with eloquent or superior wisdom as I proclaimed to you with testimony about God, for I resolved to know nothing while I was with you except Jesus Christ and his crucified. I came to you in weakness and fear and with much trembling. My message and my preaching were not with wise and persuasive words, but with the demonstration of the Spirit's power, so that your faith may not rest on men's wisdom, but on God's power. Wisdom is from the Spirit. We do, however, speak a message of wisdom among the mature, but not the wisdom of the age of the rulers of this age, who are coming to nothing, but we speak of God's secret wisdom, a wisdom that has been hidden, and that God destined for our glory before time began. None of the rulers of this age understood it, for if they had, they wouldn't have crucified the Lord of glory. However, as it is written, no eyes have seen, no ears have heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love him. But God has revealed it to us by his Spirit. The Spirit searches all things, even the deep things of God. For who among men knows the thoughts of a man except the man's spirit within him? In the same way, no one knows the thoughts of God except the Spirit of God. We have not received the Spirit in the world, but the Spirit was from God, that we may understand what God has freely given to us. This is what we speak, not with words taught by human wisdom, but in words taught by the Spirit, expressing spiritual truth in spiritual words. This is just too amazing. I mean, I don't know how he says it the way he does, but I mean, we gotta at least try, don't we? I mean, definitely doing things wisely just helps basically of everyone. And so, we all definitely need to gain this knowledge of him and allowing him to teach us so many things that are more beneficial than what we are doing now. All right, so love you all, and I will see you in the next video.